The crisis that we face, the crisis being faced by our planet and by us and all the other species that inhabit it, is very much an internal, attitudinal, spiritual one. It is also, as Pope Benedict XVI observed, a problem that manifests itself in the way in which we are conducting business globally, including embracing the idea of unlimited growth and advancement without respect for the environment. So positive change requires an inner conversion above all, and without that conversion it will be impossible for us to make the systemic and structural changes that will be required if we are to save our planet. In other words, the deterioration of nature is closely connected to the culture in which we live and to our political and economic systems, and that in turn is connected to the way in which we view our environment and view ourselves in relation to the world, whether as brothers and sisters to our sister Earth, or as masters of the Earth, which is our slave and which we can plunder. So it's all about relationships. In paragraph 79 of Laudato Si, Pope Francis writes, "This is what makes for the excitement and drama of human history, in which freedom, growth, salvation and love can blossom, or lead towards decadence and mutual destruction. We are free to apply our intelligence towards things evolving positively, or towards adding new ills, new causes of suffering, and real setbacks. The choice is ours, but it's a choice which requires us to look very deeply into our hearts and to evaluate very critically and honestly the way in which we've come to view the world in which we live. In the meantime, there are numerous obstacles to overcome, and Pope Francis lists these, including denial of a problem, indifference to the problem, or simply resignation to the problem. Hey, what can we possibly do about it? Interestingly and critically, Pope Francis also lists blind confidence in technical solutions as part of the problem of obstructionist attitudes. Now this deserves some unpacking, because the Pope is not a Luddite, that is, someone who rejects technology. Pope Francis is well aware of the opportunities and the contributions that technology can make, including to the problems that climate change is raising. The key word, I think, in his analysis is that word blind. To believe that technology can solve all the issues without us having to look at our relationships, without us having to change our fundamental attitudes to each other and to the world, or without us having to change our consumerist addictions, which lies at the heart of this blind use of resources, is to continue the master-slave relationship with the planet, with our home, and to continue down the path of current destruction. So as important as technological interventions may be, they can contribute and continue to be part of the problem. They can actually be part of that denial of the importance of change that needs to happen. Now, Pope Francis also makes the point that our distorted relationship with the earth, our home, is also responsible for damaging our relationships with each other, with our fellow human beings. Why does he say this? Because the current approach to growth and manufacturing and development is inherently unsocial. When we look around the world, it's easy to see that the current models of growth favour a minority who have the power and the economic and political resources, and who are benefiting disproportionately from the current business practices which allow them to continue consuming at a level which can never be universalised, all the while other people lack the basics of life. And adding to this point, and just as critically, it is also the most economically disadvantaged around the world who are disproportionately suffering the effects of climate change, whether that is rising sea levels or the pollution in the environment. And this is why Pope Francis emphasises throughout the document the importance of what he calls an integral ecology. We need to look deep inside ourselves, we need to look at our relationships with other people, and we need to look at our relationships with the earth. They are all interrelated.